to him by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles, impressive to watch. We play at the levels of Letterman jocks. Pins on the jacket, the man's abundant. The point of the road was banned and rugged. Hushing, I'm planning on pants in London. The products are not being scared of some judgment. Gotta stay in the cut. Cut you off if you ain't making the cut. Couldn't tell you who the hell is behind us. You start to forget when you stay in the front of it's up. And it's up for grabs, no remorse of who I'm taking it from. Numbers I give on my scoreboard is the only form of us staying in touch, that's saying enough. It's time to receive for all of the favors I've done. Too late for y'all to switch teams, everybody getting big leagues. Product flying out the shelf, what's in store for us? Known to hit a hole in one, look at the crowd and shoulder shrug. Shots are limited, I'm scared mango with the golden gun. Posted up, ready for whatever, boy, you know what's up. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles, impressive to watch. We play at the levels of Letterman jazz. Shout out to Steve. The boy getting love from the harsh critics. Strauss hit me bi-weekly to tell me keep taking it further. You aren't finished and I gotta listen. Ain't son to believing and see that I'm actually breathing and doing it real time. Love to pull an idea out thin there, act on it and profit in real life. If we not aligned, don't present me a dotted line. Yeah, I'm a QB, but I ain't handing out nothing for someone to monetize. And it goes to the birds too. Can't give it a time of $1, so cut her eyes. They get X'd out for they had the potential to be my ex. I know all the plays, I'm a seasoned vet. Yeah. Always showing up, known to hit a hole in one. Look at the crowd and shoulder shrug. Shots are limited, I'm scared mango with the golden gun. Posted up, ready for whoever, boy, you know what's up. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles, impressive to watch. We play at the levels of Letterman jocks. Time's close, I whittled them down. Sticking to them by sticking around. The gang all out, Iwo Jima got one flag. Yeah.
Some people love me, and they don't even know I have a hard time loving myself. Some people judge me, and they don't even know I have a hard time judging myself. Life gets ugly, but I got a paintbrush and paint a pretty smile on myself. Mouth stay shut even when I need help. In too deep in the water, Mike Phelps. Swimming lessons, I still got many unanswered questions. Sick of the anger, sick of depression. Wanna be grateful, count your blessings. Just give me my salad, you keep the dressing. Cause I'm cream of the crop, he paid the price, I'm worth a lot. He told me go, why would I stop? Rest on my thoughts, jump off the tire. D'Lo Brown with the frog splash. Leaps of faith, what I call that. If you hit my line for the old me, when I hang up on you, don't call back. I ain't gon' block my blessings, I'd rather block your number. Life taught me so many lessons, Been down bad, never under. That's breath in my lungs. Some people die young, where I come from. Woke up and gave thanks to Father and Son. Filled with the Spirit, I shine like the sun. Ghost in me, but I ain't haunted. Bad vibes, keep them, don't want it. Pride hard to swallow, doggone it. And you were really never my opponent. I'm fighting evil, man, they hearts black. They wanted my life, told them back. Got an itch for sin, can't scratch that. Keep the truth loaded in the black gap. Just know if I said it, I'm in it, and they gon' take it back. Learn the game brighter than my granddaddy's Cadillac. Young man, old song, imagine that. Ain't in my control, gotta pray, let them handle that. God hit my line, get me to play. Roger that, gang torn, alright, you hate like a running back. If you ain't catch everything I said, better run it back. Eating up this beat, break bread, where your sandwich at, y'all. Thought I was done? No, this beat ain't like Kobe, I'm too full. My God, sicko mode, he too cold. I'm skating on beats, froze on with the flow.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand, like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, And it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on with my camera right now? Guys, give me 1 second. I don't know what is going on here. I'm going to throw up that waiting room. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I'm going to mute the mic and try to fix this. We're going to get started in like 2 minutes, guys. Bear with me. What is, guys, we're going to do that one more time. Bear with me, guys. Rough day, guys. Bear with me. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. Shout out to my boy DZ. I don't know, guys. We've had a lot of technical difficulties on the channel before, but we have never had the camera do something like that. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you guys for sticking around and tuning in here to do 2 hours of TA with your boy Frankie Candles and the rest of the Candle Mafia. Obviously, guys, before we jump into the TA. Obviously, I will address the obvious question that a lot of people have on their mind right now. So let me just address this really quickly, and then we're gonna get to our normal show. We're gonna do the TA. We're gonna take a look at Bitcoin. We're gonna be taking a look at the altcoins. Maybe a little bit of a shorter stream tonight for an obvious reason, guys. But let me just address the elephant in the room. Obviously, you guys are aware. Now, I just want to be straight up with you guys. I am not going to really talk much about this further than what you guys probably already know. But obviously, Ben is no longer with Hit Network. This is not my decision, obviously. This is, quite frankly, doesn't really have much to do with Frankie Candles at all, other than the fact that I do have personal relationships with everybody that I work with. This is, just to get kind of the obvious things out of the way. Frankie Candles will be functioning as business as usual, guys. We are still here. We're with the Candle Mafia. We are going to be bringing the TA as normal. Our schedules remain the same. You guys might see me on the BitBoy Crypto channel helping out a little bit more than usual. But, guys, they made an official statement on the BitBoy Crypto channel as well as on Twitter. I'm not going to really go any deeper into things than what they showed in those announcements. But, and also I don't really like to talk on things that I don't know 100% about. I don't want to misspeak or anything like that. But one thing, that I can let you guys know is that, this is obviously just take what you guys hear on the internet on both sides, whatever you're seeing on the internet, no matter, what angle people are taking. Please just understand this one thing, is this is just a general statement. Rumors and speculations are oftentimes more exciting than the actual thing taking place, right? I actually have been staying off of YouTube and off of Twitter for the most part because I don't even want to see what is going on and crazy thunder. But yeah, I don't even really want to see what people are saying about the whole situation because it gets me frustrated when people speak on something that they obviously have nothing, they have no knowledge about. A lot of people think they know what's going on, but you have to understand that if you're not behind the closed doors or you don't actually have an involvement with a situation, likely you're hearing something that is either not true or elaborated or exaggerated or just completely made up in general. People love drama, especially on the internet. So, obviously this is heartbreaking for me, guys. For those of you who don't know, I moved my whole life to come do this. And I have personal relationships with everybody at this company, and it's really just heartbreaking for me to see all this happen. So I don't want to get too deep into it, but it's just again, if you're really curious about what's going on, you can go to the BitBoy Crypto Twitter, or you can go to the BitBoy Crypto morning stream. They made a statement earlier. I don't want to get involved in something that I'm not really necessarily very involved with, but one thing I can say for certain is nothing is changing here. We are going to be going live at the same times. We're going to be putting out the same amount of videos. Everything is continuing business as usual. Obviously, this is extremely sad for everybody involved, and this is coming from someone who has personal relationships with everybody. Nobody is happy about this. And again, I obviously am involved. I am a partner brand, so I am involved in that aspect. But one thing I can say for certain is this is no drama between like Frankie Candles and anyone else or anything like that. I am a partner brand, so I am involved by association, but that is simply all. I'm just over here, me and Tony D doing our thing, Frankie Candles. But, some things happen. And, again, I don't want to speak too much on it. There's no picking sides or anything like that. I have one job, right? And it's to show up and give as much valuable, free education when it comes to trading and technical analysis as I possibly can. I heard some things that were going on earlier this morning on YouTube. Some people mentioned me. I got a lot of questions about that. The rumors about another YouTube channel or anything like that, guys, everything is the same. I am here, and I genuinely wish everybody the best. And it's a hard situation for everybody, and I know there's going to be a lot of like arguing online and stuff. I don't know why people would come at me personally, but I'm sure people will. But just understand that, like, a lot of times people do not. Shout out to Beffed Up. We're going to get there in a second. I just want to, I'm largely uninvolved in this, guys. So just understand that, everyone's trying to do their best no matter, who you're, hearing anything from. We're going to continue business as usual. This is extremely heartbreaking for me. Like I said, I moved my whole life to come help build this thing that I believed in. And, and I'm going to keep pushing forward, and we're going to keep doing this. But yeah. It's just, things are wild. But if you guys are here to hear any kind of crazy drama or anything like that, I am allergic to that stuff. So you're not going to hear any drama over here. We're just going to continue. And again, this, other than this 5 minutes, this little 5-minute rant that I'm going on, this is, until this is basically all I'm going to say. This is affecting everybody involved personally. So just. You're gonna see a lot of hate out there towards whoever. Just understand that you got to be involved to see the whole picture. And like I said, we're just gonna continue on doing what we usually do at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. But again, just understand, guys. From where I stand. It's heartbreaking for me to see this whole thing happen, right? But again, I don't really like putting my business out there personally, so that's all I'm gonna say on that, guys. This is obviously, again, I had nothing to do with this, but it breaks my heart, like it really does. It breaks my heart. But with all that being said, guys, one last thing. I do just want to say thank you to everybody who's helped us build this community. The CandleMafia is like one of the craziest things out there. It's like the most genuine, real, just good-hearted community out there in crypto, and I'm absolutely blessed to have you guys stand behind us. And one thing that I can say for absolute certain is no matter what happens, anything that happens, I will be here, dishing out this free entertainment, this free education, this free technical analysis every single day. I show up for you guys, and you know, other than personal, you know, like I said, like personal, like truly heartbreak, I am going to try my best. And we're not trying my best. I'm going to come back here, and we're going to continue to dish out the sauce constantly. And yeah, just the only thing I can say to you guys is, and again, I'm largely uninvolved, but one thing I can really say to you guys is, no matter what you're doing out there or whose stuff you're reading or what opinions you're looking at, just understand that no matter where you stand, just understand that you don't have the full story. No one does. And yeah, just take that for what it's worth. And yeah, shout out to the CandleMafia. You guys are absolutely amazing. Like I said, this stream is probably going to be shorter. This is, you know, largely shocking and confusing to me. So we're going to be here, and I will always do my best to come up here and give you guys the sauce no matter what kind of crazy stuff happens. CandleMafia is stronger than ever, and I truly love this. This is truly my passion. I believe I was put on this earth to do this, what we do every single weekday at 5:45, and I will continue to do that regardless of anything else that happens in my life. I will show up for you guys. Just please take the drama with a grain of salt on the internet, guys. I did see some things that were completely outrageous that were being said, and I'm just like, it's crazy that these people think they know what's going on. And trust me, I'm in a position to know exactly what's going on, and a lot of the stuff you see online, almost all of it, is just completely untrue. Again, no matter where you stand, it's all just, you know, it's just understand that. So with all that being said, guys, I'm sorry to have such a dark start to the stream. We usually keep it extremely lighthearted and positive vibes on this channel, and I will continue to do that. I probably will seem a little bit off today, but yeah, that's about all I have on that, guys. Just understand, like, these are also, everybody involved in this is a real person. They're a human being. They're not just some fake character behind a screen. These people have families. I know them all personally. I love all of them. Just please be a good person. Be a nice person. Don't be out there spreading hate and you know, talking trash about people that you don't even know. And just remember, these are real people, right? They're not just people on a screen. And I care about all of these people deeply. So it's just I hate seeing people out there hating. I'm sure we'll probably get some of it. But guys, with all that being said, let's go ahead and continue on. I'm sorry if you came for the drama. Simply not going to happen. It's not only not my brand, it's not my it's not my thing. It's not my personality. It's not my character. I don't like drama. I don't like feeding the beast. And the last thing that anyone is going to see me do on here is use this you know, event or, you know, this occurrence to try to drive more traffic to my YouTube channel, because these are real people with real lives and real families, and that's disgusting to do. And I would never do that in a million years, but I knew I would get a lot of questions about it. And I just want you guys to know, you know, as far as Frankie Candles, we're here. We're still going. And it obviously doesn't mean that things are just, you know, all happy in the background, but just understand that I will continue to show up for this community. You guys, I love you all. You know, and especially when things like this happen, I was talking to the mods earlier, said when crazy stuff like this happens, it makes you take a step back and look at what you have. And it gives me a new appreciation for not only our mods, obviously the CandleMafia, and just the things that you do have around you. So again, endlessly indebted to you guys for always showing support. And you know, we always try to keep things positive, but you know, life happens, things happen, and you know, sad things happen. So with that being said, I'm gonna try to continue on and do the TA and give you guys what you want. But yeah, just there's no drama over here, guys. Like I really just wake up and I'm really excited to do this every day. And you know, you get roped into things sometimes, but just so everybody knows, you know, business as usual over here. I am associated, but simply I'm just associated by simple association. So just keep that in mind. But guys, shout out to Creighton C. Said, need me to whack anyone, Frankie? I don't mind. Shout out to Creighton C. I think we're good, Creighton, for now. Yeah, no, I think we're good. Like I said, there's no, you know, for me, just in general, even if I was directly related in some kind of drama or whatever, I really just don't believe in drama. I mean, you could stick it in my face. I'm going to do my best to completely avoid it and just attack the problem, right? And just remember that, I forget who said this. I saw this recently. Listen, if you have a problem with somebody and you can't pick up the phone and call them and text them and talk about that problem, then you probably don't know them well enough to have a problem with them. So just understand that. I know there's a lot of drama and, you know, gossip and all this stuff, and I'm sure, you know, a lot of people are having a lot of fun, especially a lot of, I'm sure YouTube, I haven't even looked, I'm sure YouTube's going crazy, everyone making thumbnails and stuff, but that's not going to happen over here. I care about all these people involved deeply, and, you know, sometimes, you're just stuck in the middle of something, and it breaks my heart again because it's just. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it, guys, but shout out to Crypto Billy says, so let's get this party started. We're here for Frankie. Hashtag Givers Gain, hashtag FCU, hashtag FYP, CandleMafia. I love each and every single one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. I dearly mean that. Thank you for being here today. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into the chat and say what's up, and then we'll jump into the charts. Shout out to the chat. I will pull up these super chats really, really quickly, guys. I will say I'm not really going to address any ones that have to do with the drama, but let's see. Dave Digital said, I kind of like this guy. Dave Digital, I kind of like you back, bro. Maybe a Band-Aid said, what did I miss? Was vacationing all weekend. Maybe a Band-Aid. Go check out the BitBoy Crypto Twitter. I'll just say that. Would you like me to kick you in the, I don't know what that word says, as a friend? Dave, I'll pass. Maybe tomorrow. Hit me up tomorrow. Maybe I'll do that. I'll be down at least. Shout out to Wick589 said, I know it's scary. We're here. Shout out to Wick. I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. Thank you, Wick. I appreciate you, man. Dave Digital says, I may have started the rumor. Oops. Just looking out. Shout out to Dave Digital. This is all Dave's fault. No, I'm just kidding. We love Dave. Cybersplash said, not to worry, Frankie. We still out here. I appreciate you, Cybersplash. You're the man. Crypto Tweak says, addiction sucks. I didn't want to get too much into it, but addiction sucks. It was the worst for 10 years. The struggle is real. Now I tweak the markets. My heart goes out for him and his family. Absolutely, Crypto Tweak. Appreciate that. Tony D says, zero tolerance today for smack talk and spreading rumors. If you negatively speak about anyone, keyword anyone, from the situation, you will be removed. Thank you, Tony, for keeping it a clean, fun community. P.S. I love your face. Shout out to Dave Digital. I appreciate you. I love your face back. Creighton C said, we've read that. Shout out to Creighton C. I think we're good for now. Crypto Billy, thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you endlessly, man. And yeah, he says, let's get this party started. I largely agree with that. Wolfman 8 My Crypto said, dude, can we just cheer us all up and show calves? Shout out to Wolfman 8 My Crypto. Hey, careful what you wish for. I might just whip out these calves for you. Daddy Zach said, here's some money for being awesome, Frankie. Thank you so much, Daddy Zach. I really do appreciate you, man. And Mr. Wolf says, that's why you're the man, bruh. Say it how it is. And yes, it's not your drama. Keep doing you, bro. We're all here for you. Thank you so much. And guys, like I approach the markets, I genuinely approach my life in the same way. It's oftentimes not a yes or no answer. That's why I don't. It's why people, they pick sides on things. I'm bearish, I'm bullish. Oftentimes, it's much more to it than that. And it's the same thing on the charts as it is in real life. You might see a situation or hear a situation. It looks a certain way. And, you might think one thing, but it's simply not a yes or no answer. It's oftentimes a mix of things. So I take that approach. I'm agnostic in my entire life. It's how I approach everything. I try to take a logical and reasonable approach to things. I try not to be reactive, but proactive. So shout out to the CandleMafia. I love each and every single one of you. Like I said, the only thing I can guarantee is that I will continue to show up. I don't care if I had to go live on MySpace from my MySpace account from back in the day or send you guys smoke signals. I will find you and get this TA out there. I don't care if I get banned by Gary Gensler or whatever. I will show up and give you guys the sauce, and I will never take this for granted, like I always say. And I genuinely love all of you guys. So with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead. Shout out to the CandleMafia. Thank you all for being here. I love each and every single one of you. But now let's get to the show. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Let's start with let's try to flip the mood around a little bit, and let's go ahead. Shout out to maybe a Band-Aid. I see you. But let's go ahead and jump right into the charts. And I do apologize, guys, if the energy feels a little bit off today, but it is what it is. But I'm going to try to power through. We're going to try to have some fun tonight, and I'm going to try to show my face here on the chart so you guys aren't lost here. You know where I am. But let's go ahead and jump right into these charts, guys. And no, the rumors are. I did hear that Rand mentioned me on his live stream. Pretty wild to be mentioned by Rand on his live stream, and I appreciate the love, Rand. I do appreciate the love, but the rumors it's not a thing, guys. We're still here. So, guys, let's go ahead and jump right in. I see the love in chat, guys. You guys are not a security. Frank's not a security. Absolutely not. But guys, here we are. Like I said, trying to keep it good here, good vibes. But let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. As kind of boring right now, guys. Kind of boring, if I'm being honest. I can't say the same for the rest of my life, but I will say Bitcoin just continually consolidating and bing-bonging around in our local range here. But first off, what I want to do here, guys, is I want to turn off that TA and come up to the higher time frames and just analyze what we got going on the indicators as well as price action to see if we can get a better idea of where Bitcoin is likely to go next. Shout out to Luke. Thank you for welcome to the muscle, my bro. Thank you for buying that Frankie Candles membership. Creighton C says, we love you back, Frankie. Dave may love you a little too much, but it's still love. Shout out to Creighton C. I appreciate you. And I appreciate, I appreciate Dave as well. You guys are the best. But yeah, shout out to Hannah King. What is going on? Thank you for being here, Hannah. But guys, let's see. Shout out to you guys. But here we go, guys. Like I said, might be a short stream. I don't know. Anyway. All right, so here we go, guys. Let's jump on into the weekly chart and see what we got going on here, right? VWAP. So this is something I want to talk about kind of what we were looking at on Friday's YouTube premiere. We did not go live on Friday, but I did do the YouTube premiere, and we were looking at some very specific things. And if you remember, those did fall on the 12-hour, 16-hour, and the daily. So we're going to go over that. But first off, looking at the weekly on Market Cypher B, VWAP is starting to round back up here towards that zero line. And this would be somewhat decent for a short-term bounce. However, guys, money flow is continuing to roll out here. So this would be more of a bearish sign. Obviously, you guys know the money flow indicates the longer-term trend, right? So this would kind of indicate to us that the trend may continue to the downside, right? And once we kind of break this structure here, meaning these lows between about 25, or I should say 25.9 and about, these wicks come down to about 24.7. Once we start decisively breaking these lows, that is where we would anticipate a potential downtrend to continue. And we see the money flow coming out, which could be foreshadowing that before it actually happens. So money flow on the weekly, little more bearish. VWAP coming up could indicate a short-term bounce. However, coming on down to the 6-day, you can see here, same thing, VWAP rolling somewhat back to the upside, money flow continuing to come out here. And again, this would be more indicative of a short-term bounce before rolling back over and coming back to the downside. Now, again, VWAP on the 5-day, is going to indicate, again, a potential bounce incoming, but the money flow would indicate with the crossover into the red, that this downtrend is likely to continue to the downside, right, in the long term. But when you're looking at these higher time frames, like the dailies, the 3-day, the 4-day, the 5-day, the 6-day, the weekly, money flow is going to indicate that longer-term trend, but the VWAPs are likely to give you these bounces. Again, money flow indicating the longer-term trend, the VWAP crossovers indicating the noise in the market, right? This is your trend. This is the noise, right? This is all the noise. This is your trend. So money flow indicates this. The VWAP indicates the noise, right? And you can even see that. Money flow crosses over into the green. You're in an uptrend, right? VWAP crosses up. You get to move up. VWAP crosses down. You get to move down. VWAP crosses up. You get to move up, right? So with that being said, let me hide this TA again. With this VWAP rolling over, this would indicate a bounce, right? And because we're looking at a time frame like the 5-day, it would indicate a significant bounce, right? But the money flow would indicate the trend will continue down. And here's how you could kind of think of this, right? Because if this VWAP is going to indicate a small move up, by small move up, I mean a small move for the time frame, right? A small move for the 5-day. So let's say you get a small bounce, right, on the 5-day, something like that, before putting in a lower high and continuing to the downside. When you're looking at this on a lower time frame, like the 4-hour, this is going to look like an absolute moonshot, right? People are going to be like, oh my God, 100K, right? This thing is yeeting to the upside. We flew right through this gap again. This is going to look like a massive move. But and again, money flow on the 4-hour coming to the upside. So this small move up on the 5-day VWAP crossover could look like a massive uptrend on the 4-hour, because the 4-hour money flow crosses over. That would indicate the longer-term trend. But remember, by saying longer-term or shorter-term, I'm referring in regards to the time frame. So a long-term trend, if this money flow crossover into the green was going to cause a long-term trend to the upside, this is when looking at the 4-hour. Right, so that trend might be, you might have a lot of noise, right? You go up, back down, whoops. You come up, right? You come back down, retrace, back up, right? Retrace. So that would cause an uptrend, right, with the money flow on the 4-hour. And then the VWAP crossovers on the 4-hour would just indicate the noise within that trend, right? So the trend on the 4-hour may be to the upside, but when you look at the 5-day and you zoom out, it's likely going to be a small retracement before rolling back around and coming to the downside. So I do want to be clear about that because I get a lot of questions about time frames, right? How do you decide? How do you interpret time frames? When I'm talking about short term and long term, in reference to the time frame, that's very important, right? So VWAP crossing over the 0 line whenever we get that green dot on the 5-day, that's likely going to make a short-term move to the upside. But short-term, when looking at the 5-day. A small move up when looking at the 5-day. But you zoom down into the 3-hour, obviously you start stretching out your price action, and it's just like these are all just Lambo candles, right? So you have to separate your long-term time frames from your short-term time frames. So hopefully I feel like I might have just broke through for some people because I think a lot of people get confused on how to look at the money flow and how to interpret their time frames between the short-term and the long-term. So when you're looking at the higher time frames, I would say long-term, the sentiment would be bearish. That the long-term trend, meaning when looking at the 5, the 6, and the weekly, would be to the downside with the money flow coming out. But with the VWAPs coming up, we're looking for that short-term retrace, right? So that's kind of what I would be looking at. We already have our 2-day green dot confirmed, right? VWAP kind of trying to roll over here, but it's a little too soon to take anything legitimate away from this time frame. But you do have the Green Day. Shout out to Green Day. Wake me up when September ends, right? Let's see. Super helpful with that explanation. Hey, shout out to Adrian. If I can get through to one single person and help you understand something you didn't understand before, I did my job. And with all that being said, guys, my job is done. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm just kidding. But Green Day, oh my God, if I say Green Day one more time, green dot on your 2-day time frame. Again, like this could be the start of it, right? Because again, you look at your 3-day VWAP, looking to print that green dot very, very soon. So as these higher daily time frame VWAPs are starting to curve to the upside, we are naturally going to start looking for a potential retracement to the upside. And when you go down to those lower time frames, it is going to look like a moonshot if we wind up getting it. But remember, this sentiment that I'm giving you is based off of the high time frames, right? So let's continue on here because as you guys remember from Friday, because I want to talk about kind of where I am expecting price to go in the near term here. But as you guys know, on Friday, we were looking at some very specific things on the 12, the 16, and the daily, right? The 12-hour, 16-hour, and the daily. And what that was, that thing that we were looking at, as we are looking at price action here, right? We have our volume profile range, right? Which is right here. This is the volume profile we've been looking at. Actually, let me pull up the Bitstamp chart. So we have our volume profile as we came from the value area high. We rejected the high, could not get back above it, and then we looked for the move down to the value area low. So as we sit down here and we are bouncing around on that value area low, we do not want to get overly bearish. However, we had some things on Friday that were looking a little bit bearish, like a red dot printing on the 12-hour and the 16-hour. And with the way that these momentum waves were looking, it did seem that we could potentially get a move down off of that 12-hour red dot, put in a lower low, and then potentially our momentum wave was setting up for a beautiful bullish divergence, which obviously it's an if this then that statement, and we didn't wind up really getting that, right? We actually, more specifically, we really just wound up, I mean, if you go to your Heikinashi candles, you actually never even got the red dot, right? So on your 12-hour, you never really got the red dot. And then you switch to your regular candles, and you basically got a VWAP flip and then another VWAP flip right here, which is currently happening right now with the green dot printing. And your 16 hours now printing a red dot. So basically what we were looking at on Friday was a potential lower low to come in on price and a higher low on our momentum waves to give us that bullish divergence, which would have been a pretty significant signal that we were going to likely get a strong bounce. And that is where I would have been looking for that retracement to come in to our next key level, which we will talk about in a second. But we never got that, right? We never got the lower low on our price action. We never really got, I mean, we did get a higher low on the momentum wave, but it was kind of a mess, right? If you look at the Bybit chart, like just chopped up here, playing that red dot, green dot game, and that is just never any fun, right? So, very, very unclear signals, not uncommon over a weekend. A lot of times when you do get this red dot, green dot game, you can see this was a weekend where we got it over here. And then even here, Thursday, Friday, you got a little flip. Even here, Saturday, Sunday, you got a little flip. So oftentimes when you see price playing that red dot, green dot game, just really trying to confuse everybody, I'll try to find another really good example. Like even here, like right this is a weekend. This is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday right here. This is why I don't trade on the weekends, right? I never actually looked at it in terms of red dots and green dots, but this is a beautiful, visualization of why I don't trade on the weekends, guys. It's very choppy, very low volume. I would honestly just like go ahead and take a bet that anytime you see a crazy red dot, green dot game being played, it's like it's at a weekend, right? Like even here, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right here, big red dot, green dot game. Even back here, you can't make it up. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Red dot, green dot. So typical, weekend wonk action going on here on Market Cypher B. So what I'm looking at now, guys, now that we have not gotten that set up, 16-hour red dot is printing. I think this could potentially give us a big move to the downside, or a significant move to the downside. And if we do wind up getting that, I am still basically looking at almost the same exact thing, right? Looking for either and we are getting the mixed signals, right? Because that 16 hours printed the red dot, the 12 hours got the green dot. So being very careful. For what it's worth, I am not in any Bitcoin trades right now. I am still in my maker short, which is still very much in profit. Maybe I'll show that in a second. But really, what I would prefer to see here, guys, is let's look at the local price action, right? Come down to, let's say, the 1 hour. Right, looking at our local range, what I would really, really like to see here is another deviation below the range, right? And again, if this happens on the 12-hour, really what I would be looking for is that dip below the value area low to put lower lows in on our price action. Maybe we get another momentum wave to come down like that. We get that bullish divergence. And here's the thing. We also were looking at this happening on the 16-hour, which is still in play here. We could still put in a lower low. Right? Lower lows on your price action, higher lows on your momentum waves. That is where you would likely get the move up. But now, guys, we talked about this on Friday, but we are in a much more likely situation now with the daily. Here's the thing. The one thing that makes me think that a move up from here directly, like at this moment, the one thing stepping on that for me is, number one, the 16-hour red dot, and number two, the fact that our VWAP on the daily has been above that zero line for quite some time. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't just get support on the zero line and that VWAP flies back up and then we moon up to this level, or even potentially some of these higher levels, which we'll talk about the actual levels I'm looking for a rejection at in a minute. But it does look like we are now setting up potentially to put in a bullish divergence on the daily. Again, we had one right here before we got this move as a retracement. Very similar situation, with the higher lows on your momentum waves. That was a horribly drawn line. The higher lows on your momentum waves, lower lows on the price action, gives you that bounce up, which was also a retracement before rolling back around and coming lower, which is something similar to what I would expect in this situation. But now that we kind of got that sideways action over the weekend, we could be setting up now, as this momentum wave over the weekend has crept back up. If we get this red dot on the daily, guys, we could be setting up for another daily bullish divergence, which would require another lower low on price. So as of right now, guys, I'm kind of taking this as a trying to take a kind of like an agnostic approach, or I said this, I think, on Friday's premiere, more of a if this then that statement, right? If we get a move down, this is what I'm looking for. If we get a move up, this is what I'm looking for, right? So if we get another move down, which again is somewhat in the cards in my opinion with the daily VWAP and the 16-hour red dot, but remember, the mixed signals are out there. This green dot on the 12-hour would be completely opposing to that hypothesis, right? So you have to realize, like, right, and this is the reason why I am sticking with an if this then that statement, and it's part of the reason why I'm not in a trade right now, because I would rather wait to come down to a higher probability level to get into with strong signals to get into a higher probability trade, right? So with that being said, I would much prefer to deviate from this range one more time, see if we can get the bull div on the 12, the 16, and the daily, and then again, that would be a much stronger indication that we can start that bigger retracement to the upside. And that's essentially what I'm going to be looking for. And here's, before we get into the areas where I would be looking at for the retracement to come, would be But before we get into that, I want to talk about why I do think we could be finding a local bottom here, right? If we take a look at the 4 hour, right? If we take a look at the 4 hour here, you have bullish divergences confirmed with money flow coming up. Oftentimes, this is indicative of a strong bottom being in, right? Not the bottom for a moonshot to 100K, but this is oftentimes indicative of a significant bottom being put in. You get the bull div, your lower lows on price, higher lows on your momentum waves with money flow coming up. And this is what would kind of make me think that we may be able to start this journey to the upside. We just need that 16-hour red dot and that daily VWAP to kind of situate themselves before getting that big move up. And if we get one last little dip below this range, we put in those bull divs, there would be, in my opinion, no better time to come to the upside than after those wind up confirming. But let's go ahead and let's go ahead. And I want to talk about some of the levels to the upside that we should be looking at for those lower highs to actually come in before reversing and coming back to the downside. So let me go ahead and clear some of these. Give me one sec, guys. My phone, I am going to have to pay attention to my phone a little bit during the stream. Okay. Boom. All right, so here we go. So if we do get that move up, right? So that's kind of the if this then that statement. If we get a move down first, what if we just come up from here? What am I looking at, right? And again, with the way that daily VWAP looks, I do think it's probably going to be a little bit more likely that we could either continue to consolidate before we get a move up, or we could maybe even get a move to the downside before coming back up. But let's just say this 4 hour money flow crosses into the green. It's strong enough to give us a big move to the upside, and we wind up coming up. Where can we look for those, like just essentially saying, like maybe we don't get that second chance to enter a long down here based off those 12, 16 hour and daily bull divs. Let's just say we come up. What levels are we looking to reject? Well, I'll be honest with you guys, the levels have really not changed too much. Let me go ahead and pull up do we have it on the Bitstamp chart? So the main levels I would be looking at, guys, see if I have them on here. Now we have, is this just an empty folder? What is this? You get rid of that, local. All right, so I'll just redraw them here. Let me pull up the fresh chart, and these are the main levels that I would be looking at. Actually, I think this might be the. Is this the level? No. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start fresh here, and we'll find these levels. I'll find the levels, but it'll be kind of in real time, which could be helpful for people who are learning. So let's take a look here, right? If we get that move to the upside, actually, this is going to be good. Let's run through this live. Where would we be looking for a lower high to come in, right? Let's see, right? Well, number one, where could we look for a lower high to come in? As you guys know, oftentimes, if we are going to leave an area of balance or simply put a volume profile range, if we're going to wind up leaving this and making a lower low and breaking this market structure, where we are likely to put those lower highs in are, number one, Fibonacci retracement levels, and number two, previous points of control. Now, I'm just going to put this on the chart because I know it's there. I don't know why that popped up. But we do have a POC on the Bybit chart at about $28,050, right? $28,050, right? $28.43, we'll call it, right? And this is the, let me actually name this. This is not the POC on this chart. However, the Bybit, right? Bybit POC, right? So we also have the POC on the Bitstamp chart up here at about $29,275. So that is going to be a significant level to watch as well. But this is the actual point of control that I am using as my point of control, meaning the middle of the range. And the reason for that is because this POC on the Bitstamp chart is already so close to the value area high that I can almost just look at the value area high as our key level. And not only is it so close to the value area high, but it's also very close to another strong level we have to be watching. So I am simply going to be taking the Bybit POC of this range, which again is at about $28,050. So what is another key level that we can look for this lower high? Again, Fibonacci retracement levels, right? POCs, as well as, well, I mean, not typically, but just in this specific case, if we look at the 200-day, where is it? The 200-day moving average, right? As you know, come up to the daily, 200-day moving average is coming in right here at about $27,477. So I'm going to label that, and I'm actually going to write 200-day moving average, right? Or 200-day or 200 Duma, as some people would say. I think the people who say Erythrium say Duma. I say 200-day moving average. I don't know why you would just say Duma. But so we have that level right there at about $27,477. And if we come down to the 4-hour here, what I would like to do is actually I'll come down to a lower time frame like the 2-hour. What I'm going to I'm going to pull some fibs here, right? I'm going to start up from this wick high right here all the way down to our low of this range right down here, which does bring us a golden pocket in beautiful confluence with that Bybit POC. So this would be generally a pretty big level to be looking at for one of these lower highs to come in if we do get that pump to the upside. Let's see. Here you go. Okay. Shout out to you guys. But anyway, well, let's see. Anyway, that would be a big level to look at for this lower high to come in with your golden pocket and Bybit POC coming in perfect confluence. And if you come back up to the daily, you see your 200-day moving average living right below that. So this is going to be kind of level number one. You could also, I don't really like looking at ranges this big when I'm looking at resistance, but you could pull this zone kind of up to the 786 in case you get a push up to that level. But I'm going to keep this as the golden pocket retracement because that is going to be kind of the main level that I'm looking at looking for a rejection, at least in regards of this Fibonacci retracement level, right? Now, if we come back down to the 2-hour, there are some other fibs that I want to pull, and one of them specifically is from this little high right here before we got stuck underneath that POC and absolutely ripped to the downside. So from this impulse all the way to the low of the range, which we also have some pretty interesting confluence at, being that our 786 retracement level is right on that 200-day moving average. So this is going to be kind of another level that I would be looking at because not only do you have the 200-day moving average, but you do also have the 786 there. You could even make this a little bit of a bigger level to incorporate your golden pocket. So these are going to be some of the big levels that I'm looking at if we do wind up getting a move to the upside. I will be looking for rejections in this zone as well as this second golden pocket 786 retracement right here. And that brings me to our third major level that I would be looking at for a rejection to put in that lower high and continue to the downside. And that is going to come in at the value area high of the range, right? And I'll explain why I'm looking up there. And to be honest, these two fibs that I have pulled have not been pulled from the actual swing high to the swing low. These are kind of internal Fibonacci levels, right? So it doesn't mean that they're invalid, but they may not be as strong when compared to the actual macro Fibonacci retracement levels, right? So if I were to pull a fib here, I would be pulling from the actual swing high up here at about, $31,832, and then I will pull it down to the low of this range. And where does our golden pocket come in? And this is why I'm not really taking this POC into account. Not that I'm not taking it into account, but I'm counting the Bybit POC as the midpoint of the range. Because, again, this POC is so close to the value area high and in such close confluence with this golden pocket, I'm actually just going to consider these all one level, right? So, again, if we get above this level here, right, above, or if we hold support above this level, we do wind up, maybe we deviate, get those bull divs, come back up, and that's where we get the move up. First level of resistance I will be looking at is going to be between 27,000 and 27,500 because of the confluence we just talked about. Golden pocket 786 as well as perfect confluence on that 200-day moving average. However, if we get that move, you're simply just looking at the volume profile saying to yourself, if we hold this level as support, we're probably going to start our journey up to the POC. Where's the POC? Technically, this POC is up here because we're looking at the Bitstamp chart. But because, again, it's so close to the golden pocket value area high, I'm simply going to use the Bybit POC. I'll even pull it up for you guys so you can see it. Bybit POC coming in right here at about 28,050, right? So that's why I'm looking at this as the point of control. And if you're looking at this as just a typical volume profile, you're simply looking for support on the value area low before moving up to your... Once you hold support on your value area low, where is the next likely place for Bitcoin to go? Creighton C, exactly, always on point. right up to that point of control, right, which is going to be at about $28,050. So that's going to be level number 2. I would be looking for a significant retracement at or a significant resistance level. And again, $28,050 is around that level I'm looking at. And you got to be careful of those wicks up to your 786 of that retracement. There we go. There's the POCs. Coming in at $28,750. And you know, if we I see the market in terms of ranges. If I pull this local range right here, you can see that 786 does get close to the value area low of our previous range, which would be a place to go test as well. So simply put, hold support on the value area low. We're expecting to eventually get to that $28,000 POC with turbulence at our first retracement level here. If we get above this POC, guys, where are we expecting price to go? Trick question. I named my katana POC. Shout out to Creighton. Let's go. But yeah, if you get above that POC, guys, where is price likely to go next? Absolutely. Thank you for being so quick on those answers. Creighton, there we go. Value area high. Wayne C. There we go. Let's go. But there you go. If we hold above that POC, we're looking for a move up to that value area high, which is right at the macro golden pocket retracement level. And to be 100% honest, guys, this would be the strongest golden pocket retracement level out of all 3 of these that I would be looking for the real lower high to come in at. But we have to be prepared with these other internal, if you'll call them, we have to be prepared for these other levels because we don't know if we're going to get the chance to get all the way back up to that value area high. But again, when in doubt, zoom out and look at those volume profiles because if we hold support here, we're simply expecting price to go to the POC and then potentially and eventually up to the value area high. But we got to be careful of those lower highs coming in at the first purple box and the second purple box as well. But if we are able to get a significant pump up here, I would be looking for a move potentially back up to the high of the range, which is where you would be looking for shorts anyway if you're looking at the volume profiles as your strategy to kind of figure out where the key levels are. So those are the key levels to the upside that I would be looking at. And not only the key levels, guys, the context into them and what I am expecting if those levels are either rejected or if they are broken and flipped to support. So number 1 level, if we can get all the way up there, would be the POC value area high golden pocket confluence between about $29,227 and $29,633. Obviously, keeping an eye on that 786 up there at about $30,444. But we could reject any of these levels. Just keep that in mind. But that's really what I'm looking at as far as the higher levels for Bitcoin. And then obviously, guys, to the downside, our levels remain exactly the same. Let me pull up the live stream chart. And let's pull up the Bitstamp chart. I don't know why my voice decided to take the night off today. That is very strange. Literally on a Monday. I guess my voice rests over the weekend, and then it's like, oh my God, Frankie, what are you doing to me? You're screaming into a microphone again. I gotta go. See you later. Good luck doing a live stream with no voice, pal. But yeah, shout out to my voice. But let me see if we can pull up some of these other levels. No, not the cycle chart. Where are the bada boom, right? So if we get a move continue to the downside, again, guys, this remains the same. If you saw our premiere on Friday, levels to the downside remain exactly the same. We're looking down to that golden pocket value area high confluence. Next major level of support. Not that we can't bounce down anything internally within this space, but if we get a big move down, the next real key level I'm looking at, and by key, I mean like macro, big level of support is going to be that golden pocket value area high confluence from this range back here. Because if we do come back down there and we don't get a strong bounce, you guys know if we get stuck underneath this level, we could potentially fill that whole range to the value area low, getting closer to about $22,100. So those are going to be kind of the 2 key levels I'm watching is the top of this range and then the bottom of this range. But again, remember, you have the POC in the middle. But other than that, guys, that's the next real key level to the downside, in my opinion. You could see also, you could technically take this level, these wicks into account as we got strong rejections here. Just structurally, this would be an area to watch. I don't have those living on my chart just because I like to keep my chart somewhat clean. But you can see here, if I draw this horizontal line, over these highs, rejection, perfect rejection, perfect rejection. You can see we've actually wicked down and respected that level almost to the dollar right there. So it is a level to keep in mind, but I don't just let it, I just don't let it live on my chart to keep things clean. But levels to the downside, guys, are going to be those those key levels, right? But again, I'm kind of more interested in just waiting for another little dip down before getting the retracement, and then looking for a heavy short to ride to break this market structure and finally come down to lower prices. All right, with all that being said, guys, I think, all right, 54 minutes. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of altcoins. Go ahead and throw your altcoins in chat, and we will go ahead and take a look at the Rob the Crypto Snob, or actually, I don't know if Rob is here. Shout out to Captain Kirk, Crypto Billy, D Petty Crypto. Is Rob? I'm sure Rob is here somewhere. But one of the mods will count out the votes and let you guys know what coins we are going to be looking at. Throw those altcoins in chat right now. Mods, we will look. Let's take a look at like maybe 3. Like I said, I want to try to get out a little bit early today. But we will take a look at some of those altcoins. But yeah, Sean, is it Sean? Sean says, can I ask a question? Sean, yes. Yes, go ahead, Sean. I can't promise I will see the question, but you can ask it. If I see it, I will answer. For sure. That's like part of the show. One of the big reasons for this show, guys, is to be that crypto influencer that you can reach out and touch, right? Hey, if I ask a question, surely I can't see everything, but, every time I see a question, as long as it's like not, what color is your butt? Like some funny question. Any real questions in chat, guys, I do try to answer as many as I can. So, if you ask your question enough times, chances are I will see it. And chances are if I see it, I definitely will answer it. Shout out to the house. Said no alts for today. Nope, we got alts coming in right now. Shout out to Mark Touch. You're too much. Take a rest, Frankie. Shout out to the hall. I appreciate you. But let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's continue on and see. All right, Matic, let's see. Reach out and touch. Shout out to Bitfrog. Dave Digital, it's like an olive color. It's I'm Italian, right? So I got that olive skin. So there you go, Dave. If you have to know, I will reveal the Frankie Candle's butt color. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's see. Shout out to Caffeinated Crypto. Said, look out, Frankie wants us to touch him. Shout out to you. Yeah. Liquidity is so low. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and ETH. Yeah, we'll start off with ETH or Ethereum, as your grandmother might call it. Didn't want to know the olive info. Shout out to everybody. Smile. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump on in here, guys. Let's take a look at Ethereum, or Ethereum, as your grandmother might call it. I literally almost typed in Ethereum. But let's take a look at the Coinbase chart. And here we are, guys, right in the same situation we've been in the last 14 times that we took a look at, let's see, Loopring. Shout out to Ken. All right, let's continue on. Okay, so kind of the same situation, guys. We're kind of in the same situation that we've been in on ETH for quite some time. Also looking very, very similar to Bitcoin, but as you guys know, this value area low / blue box has kind of been the level of support we've been looking at. Till we break these levels, I would just be expecting price to respect these ranges. VWAP rolling back to the downside here, looking for a red dot on the daily. And again, like we could be setting up for one of those bullish divergences if we get a little dump here on ETH to put in that lower low. Momentum wave could be setting up for a higher low on our momentum waves, giving us that bullish divergence on the daily before getting a bigger move up. And the reversal or the resistance levels for Ethereum do remain basically the same, looking for price to come up and potentially test this value area low. Golden pocket confluence with our 786 coming in at 1800. Golden pocket value area low coming in between 1735 and 1757. So if we do wind up getting that big move up or some kind of big retracement to the upside, this would be the first level I would be looking at for some strong resistance or bearish confirmations to look for that short back to the downside. Thank you, Tyler Durden. Matic, ADA, and ICP are going to go ahead. Okay, those are going to be the that's that's going to be the altcoins for tonight. Oh God, I just enlarged chat. That was wild. Let's Oh, God. Chat is wild. I didn't expect anything less for today. Can you please look at H-bar? I could try to take a look at H-bar. Sniper Paul. No problem. I'll take a look at H-bar for you. All right, but that's what I would be looking at for that reversal. If we do come up, that's kind of the first level of resistance. Then you got to obviously keep an eye on the 786. And then obviously, once you get to that POC, if you get above that, you're just going to wait for the value area high. But those are kind of the major levels of resistance I'm looking at to the upside, similar to Bitcoin, not too much different. But that's what I would look for. Again, daily, also looking for a potential bull div if we can get that to set up. Same thing on your 16-hour. If you get this continued move down, get that higher low on your momentum waves with the lower low on price, that could potentially give you the move up. But we'll have to wait to see what price decides to do. But those are the key levels, guys. They remain exactly the same. The one thing I would say is we are somewhat playing with fire here because as you can see, not only are we, we're holding above our local value area low as of right now, but we could be getting stuck below this previous value area high. So in order to, kind of get that move up, this is the key level. This is the doorway to higher prices, right? Because if we have to get above that value area high before we can start attacking or, even thinking about coming up to attack that value area low, we got to get above that previous value area high, because if we can't get above this level and we get stuck underneath here, we will likely get a move deeper into the range, potentially targeting this value area low at 1540. So that's basically what I'm looking at on Ethereum, guys. But yeah, looking very similar to Bitcoin. I'd be watching that 12, that 16-hour, and that daily time frame. Stephen Atwell said, chat is off the hook. Yeah, chat is going ballistic today. Especially, the altcoins go nuts. And I see a lot of crypto banter talk in the chat. Crypto 101 said, we love you, brother. Keep your mood up. You're the value area high. Yeah, shout out to Crypto 101. I appreciate that, bro. I really do. Rob the Crypto Snob said the altcoin votes are in and being counted, but I think we might have the altcoins already. But let's see. If you guys are looking for any kind of an announcement that I made, you guys can go to the beginning of the stream. But I will warn you that I did not say much that you probably don't know. Let's see. I gotta run. My neighbor just got a deer. Going to learn to clean them up. Shout out to FOMO Sapien. Fun fact, I learned how to clean up a deer when I was a child. No idea what I was getting myself into, and then got myself basically into a horror movie of what it means to clean up a deer. Learned that at a young age. But hey, let's go ahead. Rumor, ETH is going to 1,100 to 1,200. Hey, I hope so. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Frankie, if you're in a short at 26K and you add to your short at 26.5, does it raise your short entry level? Is this a trick question? If you short at 26K and you add at 26.5, yeah, your average entry level should be going up. Yes, it depends on exactly what you're doing. But for the most part, it should. Yes. But that could be dependent on the specific situation, but for the most part, yes, it will raise your entry price. Thank you for that, Tyler. Thank you for highlighting that. Shout out to Rob. Said, ignore Tyler. He drifted out of his lane for a minute. You guys are crack me up, man. All right, let's see. Crypto Tutorial said, hey, Frankie, wifey has been rocking the Frankie Candles hat all week since she got it. Woo! Shout out to Crypto Tutorial's wife. Shout out to Tony D. And yes, Tony D did get you guys that hat. So shout out to Tony D. Let's see. Monthly blood diamond on ETH. We've talked about this before. I would be more worried about it when it confirms, but definitely alarming, at least as of right now. But I would wait for it to confirm, because if we get some kind of a big pump up here, it could disappear. It will be confirming in... Where is it? 3 days. We got 3 days to unprint that monthly blood diamond, but it is still there as of right now. So if we don't start ripping through this range, we are likely going to confirm that. And in that case, it would be alarming for Ethereum. Maybe a Band-Aid said, shout out to Maybe a Band-Aid. Thank you so much for that super chat. I do appreciate you, bro. He says, you being a crypto influencer came about because of your personality. That is awesome, but your skills matter. You are not just an influencer. You're my teacher and my brother from another mother. Shout out to Maybe a Band-Aid. I appreciate that so much, and I would agree. I would agree with you there, Maybe a Band-Aid. You are my brother from another mother, and I appreciate the kind words, man, for real. Yeah, there's nothing, I don't do this. I think a lot of people get into crypto, not even crypto, people get into like the influencer space, which I hate that word. Like, well, I'm an influencer. Ooh, it just makes me cringe. But a lot of people get into that because they like the drama. They like the gossip. It's a very social thing, right? And I just not really like that naturally. So I really am just here to provide the information and just provide you guys with an unbiased opinion on whatever we're looking at, and give real information, and not tell you guys that I think price is going up because that's the way I feel, but because that's what I see on the charts. And I will come up here, and if I think it's going up, I'll tell you exactly why. That way it gives you guys a fair opportunity, or everybody a fair opportunity, to look at what I'm looking at and then make a decision for themselves, rather than just people blindly following a crypto influencer. So, I mean, you guys know where I stand on that. Wayne C said he's not an influencer. He's a teacher. I actually appreciate that. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Pin my next comment. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you, bro. I am replacing pinned comment. Someone else already pinned it. Shout out to you guys. But that's what I'm looking at on ETH, guys. Again, monthly blood diamond is a little bit concerning, but again, looking very similar to Bitcoin, where like this money flow coming up on the 4 hour would indicate a move up. But the question is, are we going to get that one last sink down based off that 16-hour red dot / daily VWAP coming down? Very, very hard to call here. Very hard to call. But either way, whether we rip up from here or get one last move down to confirm the bull divs and then get a move up, these are going to be the key levels we're looking at for those pushes back to the downside. And with your money flow freshly crossing over into the red in the 3-day and the 4-day, looking for a crossover into the red as well, we would anticipate these levels of resistance to put in a lower high and continue that downtrend based off of money flow. So there you go. Let's go ahead and continue on. What is next? Solana. Let's go ahead and take a look at Solana, or Solano, as James Cramer would call it. And here we are. Well. Some of the key levels we were looking at were hit here, right? You are back down at your previous value area low. Came up to the value area high, deviation, back in, rejection of the value area high, couldn't get back above that value area high, and you reversed right down to the value area low. I think the last time we were looking at this, like, where is this? This was August 13th. Yeah, so we looked at this chart, at least this chart, a couple of a while ago, but at that time we were looking for a rejection from this purple box, which was the value area high / golden pocket 786 retracement level. But let's go ahead and continue on. Did I just lose internet? All right, I think I'm still live, guys. My YouTube is saying that I don't have internet. Okay, yeah, my internet is down. We have a pretty nasty storm going on right now, guys. So I don't know if you can hear me, see me, or anything like that. I'm actually going to check the bat phone so I don't just start talking to blank space. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to continue on until I get a message from one of the mods saying, hey, we can't see you. But I think we're good as of right now. So I'm going to actually get rid of this stuff. I'm going to keep the value area high, POC, and value area low because these levels may just continue to get respected, right? So you got a deviation above, acceptance back into the range. You're now hitting that value area low. Money flow, there's Crypto Billy. Thank you, bro. You good? Okay, yeah, I think, yeah, still live. All right, yeah, I don't know. The storm must have messed that up. Yeah, it just won't reload. So I can't see chat right now, but we're still live. So thank you for that, Crypto Billy. I love you, bro. Thank you so much. But money flow on the 4-day continuing to come to the upside. VWAP rounding up. So very, very similar to what we're looking at on Bitcoin, right? VWAP coming up on the 3-day. VWAP coming up on the 2-day. Daily VWAP looking for that, or you got the confirmed green dot on the daily. But money flow on the daily is coming out pretty aggressively. But I'll be honest, the money flow on the higher time frames looks much better on Solana than it does on Bitcoin. 10-hour green dot looking to printing, 12-hour looking to print a red dot, 16-hour looking to print a red dot. Yeah, kind of looking at, 4-hour money flow coming up. Looking very, similar to Bitcoin, guys. With your money flow coming up on the 4-hour like this, with no confirmed bullish divergences on Solana. But this money flow on the 4 hour could give you a local move back to the upside, but I would really just be looking at this volume profile to continue to get respected if you hold these lows. If you hold this previous value area low, coming in at $20.25, I would look for this to give you some kind of a bounce and potentially bring you back up to that POC. If you get above that POC, I would look a little higher up to that value area high. But for the most part, this does look very similar to Bitcoin. The only thing that looks much different is the higher time frame money flow, right? On Bitcoin, all this higher time frame money flow is freshly crossing over into the red, whereas on Solana, it's generally coming to the upside. 2-day money flow coming out, VWAP coming up though. So that's kind of what looks similar about this and Bitcoin, is that your VWAPs are looking for the green dots on the higher time frames, which is likely going to result in some kind of a retracement back to the upside. But I would be continuing to look at these volume profile ranges. If anything, I would just kind of pull some fibs here. I would actually pull from this impulse down all the way to the low here. If we are able to make it all the way back up here on Solana, I would be looking at this purple box for a significant resistance level coming in between 22.97 and 24.44, looking for price to potentially retrace into this level. But again, like on Bitcoin, we are really looking at these purple boxes to put in lower highs because of the money flow on the higher time frames. Solana doesn't have that money flow crossing down on the higher time frames, so we could potentially get a move up into this value area high and leave it. But this is going to be the first major area of resistance I'm looking at if we do get a significant move to the upside. Just checking the bat phone here. Yes, we're live. Thank you, Tyler Durden. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, with these VWAPs coming up on the higher daily time frames, could get a retracement, but would be looking for resistance within this purple box between 22.97 and 24.44. Gonna give the chat a reload here and see if it loads back up. So I have internet, but I just can't use it. Like, you guys are live. Every time I try to open a new tab, it's just dead. Can't do anything. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see chat again. Oh God, what were the Crypto Billy? If you could hit me with the next altcoin, that would be extremely helpful. Let me. I'm actually going to go ahead and reopen. I'm going to pull up my face so I don't dox anything here. I'm actually going to reopen Chrome here. Good thing I did, because it just pulled up all my personal information. But I'm going to see if I can get this fixed. Yeah, Chrome just bugging out right now. Interesting. I'll have to pull up my phone to take a look at the chat. But that's what I'd be looking at on Solana, guys. I will take a look. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Matic, jumping into Matic. Yo, this is crazy. Yeah, the thunder is wild out here, guys. Not going to lie. I don't know why someone would lie about that, but let's see. Okay, I'm gonna clear this this TA on Matic, and we will probably redraw some of the same TA, but let's just take a look here, right? So, yeah, look at this. This is a perfect example, guys, of, I think I talked about this last week. When you lose a value area high and you can't get back above it, you look to come to the value area, or the POC. If you can't hold the POC, you look to come to the value area low. We deviated, but when I talk about price continuing a downtrend, right, you can see you had your money flow crossover into the red, at least significantly right here. At this point, you know, you are looking for price or money flow to cross over into the red and continue the downtrend, and you would expect lower lows and lower highs to be coming in here, right? So you have your high. I know it's not the first one, but you have your high, your low. When you're looking, right, when you deviate from this range, and at this point, you see that your money flow is crossing over into the red, indicating that the trend is likely to continue to the downside. You are now looking for lower highs to come in on your price. Where are you looking for those lower highs? Again, Fibonacci retracement levels as well as point of controls, right? Because oftentimes, if you're going to leave this area of balance and you're going to continue a downtrend, a lot of times what price likes to do is shoot up above that value area low to test that POC before losing the range again and making a lower low. And obviously this wick is a little lower, but we have made a lower low on the bodies of our candles here. And you do, at least as of right now, or I guess, you know, yeah, as of right now, you do have a bullish divergence on the 2-day on Matic right now, which could potentially give you that a retracement back to the upside. Now, if we come up to the higher time frames, you know, VWAP's coming up on a lot of these other higher daily time frames, and you are potentially going to put a bull div here in on your 4-day, which could add to the bounce, right? We were looking at this on a lot of the altcoins last week, where these weekly bullish divergences, and we are definitely getting this on Matic as we deviate away from the value area low. So once these green dots and all these bull divs on the higher time frame start printing and confirming, that's potentially where you can expect a more significant move up, potentially to come retest that value area low at about 71, almost 72 cents. And then if you go ahead and pull your fib from your high right here to the low, you can see you do have a little bit of confluence, somewhat, not really that well, not that great of confluence here, but you do have your golden pocket just above that value area low. If I pull this fib to this impulse, I can almost guarantee you that'll line up with the value area low. So, yeah, this is kind of where I would look. If we get that significant move, again, you have the 2-day bull div. You actually have your daily bullish divergence confirmed, a slight bullish divergence on the daily confirmed. Gave you a little bit of a push-up. But, again, I would wait for these higher daily time frames to confirm. 2-day bull div now confirmed. Did that just confirm? I guess that was already confirmed. 3-day, looking to print. So I would look for these higher daily time frames to confirm these bullish divergences before getting a significant retracement to come in here. And if you do, we'd be looking at the value area low as your major level of resistance. And if you can get back above that level and your money flow starts coming back in on some of these time frames, that's where you can look for a move back up to the high. But if you don't see money flow start to shape back up, I would look for a lower high to come in right here. So there you go. All right, that is Matic. What is going to be next? Let's see. The mod chat, or the mod group chat here, is going a little nutty. No, I'm just kidding. He said, can we... yo, Tyler's killing me. I'm thinking this is going to be like the next altcoin that we're looking at. And Tyler Durden goes, can we loop in Tony here and discuss firing Raw? He's kidding, obviously, guys. That's you guys are funny. Oh, and I got a text message from Morel. I almost said from Morel. And he just said, "Bro, Brave browser loco." He's telling me to stop using Chrome. I can't argue with you there, Morel. But anyway, all right, let's take a look at Cardano. That was the other altcoin that we were looking at. Let me give Chrome, guys. Let me just go ahead and restart Chrome really quickly. Bear with me. Because it's kind of hard for me to continue this without being able to see chat. So let me just force close Chrome and see. Come on, baby. Come on. Operation could not be completed. All right. Yeah, it's Chrome really just decided to take the day off here, I guess. All right. Well, I guess we'll just continue on, guys. I'll have to pull up my phone at the end of the stream to pull up chat. It's going to be delayed. But let's take a look at Cardano. Wow. It's, that's how the, why? Why does this happen to me? But anyway, we'll just continue on here. Taking a look at Cardano. Let me go ahead and, okay, we're at that 786. Let me go ahead and this is something very similar, guys, that we were looking at on Cardano when we start to pull these ranges. Let me pull the fixed range. Bada boom, bada bing. You can see we came up to test that POC before coming back down and putting in a technical lower low on the bodies of our candles here. But you do have a technical bullish divergence here printing on your 3-day. Confirmed on your 2-day. Slight bullish divergence. Daily confirmed a no bullish divergence. But you do have your VWAP kind of hanging. Sorry. 3-day bullish divergence. Printing on your 3-day time frame, obviously slight, guys. Not the strongest angle on this, but you do have it. Could potentially give you a retracement back to the upside. Looking very, very similar to Solana, if I'm being honest, right? You came up, tested that POC before getting a lower low. Now you're getting the bullish divergences. Checking that weekly. Bull div on the weekly is invalidated at this point. There's no lower low on price, as well as a lower low on your momentum waves as well, invalidating that higher low. So that is worth noting. Div 6-day bullish divergence is still in play here with your lower lows on your price action and your higher lows on your momentum waves. Bada boom, bada bing, looking for that move up. Now, if you get that move up, I would be looking, again, at a very similar area I would be looking at on Solana, pulling from this absolute scam wick, which I don't really like to do. Again, not the best confluence, but you do have a pretty close golden pocket to your value area low. So I would actually look at this as a range of resistance because you may reject that value area low, but you may come up for the golden pocket, right? And then you have that POC 786 confluence, right? And then if we go ahead and pull our fib all the way from the high all the way to our current low, you do have 786 value area high confluence, which would kind of be the 3 levels I would be looking at, right? If we do get a move back up into this range. So again, looking at your higher time frame money flow kind of coming out on your 2-day, 3-day kind of You got the green dot, but your money flow is not looking the best. Daily money flow coming back up, which is interesting. The altcoins are a little hard to read right now. So what I'm going to do when I have those confusing outlooks on the indicators, what we can do is look at the key levels as well as just the higher time frames, which are starting to print bullish divergences. So going to be looking for a potential move to the upside here, guys. Again, similar to Bitcoin, I would really like this daily to sort itself out. This VWAP has been above the zero line for quite some time. I would either like another little washout to the downside before getting that big move up. But again, there's really at this point no way telling if we're just going to yeet up from here. But if we do, the one thing I can say is these levels are likely going to be your strongest levels of resistance on the way up. But again, not like the strongest case. Just like on Bitcoin, obviously your money flow is coming out on the higher time frames, indicating the trend is likely to continue down. But on the altcoins, often, obviously, a lot of the altcoins follow Bitcoin, but money flow just simply doesn't look like that on the higher daily time frames for the altcoins. It looks much better on the altcoins than it does on Bitcoin. So take that for what it's worth. Kind of hard to read, to be 100% honest with you, but those bull divs on the higher time frames are likely to give you at some point some kind of a significant move back up towards this value area low. So guys, I think that is our last altcoin. Let me go ahead and just give this. Let me pull up the stream on my phone as at the same time trying to actually get Chrome to close. And guys, my mom just texted me. Shout out to my mom. Hi, Mom. I love you. Anyway, let's go ahead. Find yourself another creator out there that's not afraid to tell his mom he loves him on the live stream. I'm Italian, guys. I'm Italian. I'm a mama's boy. What do you want from me? I'm just kidding. Yeah, Chrome is broken, guys. So what I'm going to have to do is get on the old iPhone and pull up dang stream. And let's see what we got going on. I don't even know if anybody is even in here still. I could have been going live I could have just been going live to Logan Paul. All right, shout out to Logan Paul. That's not what I want. We're going to look for Frankie Candles, comparably famous as Logan Paul, I would say. Obviously kidding, guys. All right, here we go. All right, we got 609 people still watching. Don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure. Every spin equals Frankie Candles losing all his money. So it's funny because if you want Frankie Candles to go poor, one of the best things you could do is hit that like button. But here we go. Let me pull up chat here real quick and see what we got going on. I'm going to be a little bit behind you guys. Come on, phone. Flip back the other way. This is not what I want, phone. Come on. You could do it, iPhone. Come on, Steve. Okay, so there we go. We could definitely see Frankie in the WWE. Bring out the calves, baby. Bring out the calves. But there we go. Guys, I think that is all the time we got for tonight's live stream. More famous than Logan for sure. Shout out to Wayne C. Yes. Serge, I did hear Crypto Banter mention me on his live stream. Low-key, kind of like people were like, yo, Rand just mentioned you on Crypto Banter. And I was like, what? And I looked up the clip, and I was like, wow, this is pretty nuts. But, yeah, I mean, they I didn't even know Rand knew who I was, to be honest with you. But, yeah, shout out. I know Sheldon did. But shout out to Sheldon. I mean, yeah, it was wild. I was like, no way. I had to pull up the clip and look at it. And I was like, oh, dang, he really did mention me. So shout out to them. But I think there was like rumors going around that I am now a part of Crypto Banter. Just full transparency, that didn't happen. He did mention me on the live stream, but that's all that happened. So yeah, just to clear those rumors. But oh God, there's rumors out there about me. That's wild. Weird stuff. But guys, let's go ahead and pull up that wheel of pain and pleasure. Oh wait, unbelievable. I can't even spin. I'm gonna have to open Brave browser to spin the wheel of pain and pleasure, guys. I'm going to have to redo. Guys, I'm going to do this. I'm going to push this to tomorrow, guys. I've had quite a long day. I'm going to end the stream here, and I'll add the spins from last week. Obviously, we did the YouTube premiere on Friday. So whatever amount of likes we have on that stream, I obviously am going to add those spins to this week's wheel spin. I did not know Chrome was just going to just take the day off on me. So I will add those spins, and for every 100 likes we get on this stream, if we hit 550 by the end of the stream, I will add another 10 spins on top of the spins from Friday. The mods, guys, the mods are at the top of their game, so they're not going to let us miss any spins. But we're going to do the spins tomorrow as I try to fix Chrome as soon as I get off here. But I did want to wrap this stream up a little bit early today. It's kind of hard for me to keep up the energy. Like I said, I know there's, there's probably rumors out there that, like, Frankie Candles, I don't know, but, like, there's probably, like, I see crazy stuff on the internet. Obviously, there's some stuff going on. I'm sure there's some kind of rumor where, like, I don't know. The imagination is wild, right? Like, Frankie Candles had a pet rat in his office, and it caused all this drama. I don't know what the rumors are, but regardless, these are real people who are getting affected in real time, and it's really, like I said, it breaks my heart. It's really hard for me to keep my energy up right now, but I didn't want to leave you guys with nothing. I mean, we basically did our 2-hour live stream, as I really don't like taking any time off. It actually hurts my feelings when I take time off, but I wanted to do the live stream for you guys. I wanted to just kind of address where I stand in everything, and that stance is, I'm largely uninvolved, right? And it just breaks my heart to see any of this happen. These are all my friends, and it's just the saddest thing ever. So, hopefully everything works out. But I'm going to pull up chat real quick just to try to see what is going on here. Oh, my God, chat flying. Awesome, Frankie. Thanks for tonight. Under difficult conditions. Yeah, guys, the show goes on no matter what. I will always try to show face in some way. But I do want to wrap up early here. But yeah, the mods are modestly and highly effective. We love our mods. They are the best. Absolutely. Crypto Crabman said it best. All these peeps got family. Best for all of them. Yeah, absolutely. These are real people, and I just hate let's see. Shout out to WC7. I see you. But yeah, I did really just want to come up here and let you guys know nothing changes with us. I'm going live. Same thing, same content, everything like that. But I'm just kind of out of it today, guys, to be 100% honest with you. With all that being said, guys, I do appreciate everybody for sticking around till the end of the stream. Smash that like button. Again, we will be adding all of our spins to tomorrow's wheel spin. Again, the wheel spin was the result of a technical difficulty. I don't know why that happened. But we'll add all those spins to tomorrow's live stream. Tomorrow, I will be going live. Obviously, problems don't just disappear after one day, but I will come back. I'll be probably a little bit more in the mood tomorrow. So with all that being said, guys, I truly do love each and every single one of you guys. And like I said, things like this do make me take a step back and see what I have, and appreciate the community that we've built and how strong you guys show support. I'm like endlessly grateful for that, and I will never take it for granted. And no matter what, guys, I will always be here. I don't care, I don't care what happens. I will always come back, and I will always be making this content, not because of my benefit. Kind of my benefit, because I get joy out of this, but more because I truly enjoy doing this every single day, and I don't care about all the small stuff, right? Like I do this because I genuinely enjoy doing it, and I know for a fact that I'm only on this earth for one life, one chance, and I finally found something that I truly am so passionate about, and so that is so rewarding to me and so fulfilling, to help people find financial freedom and become profitable traders, or even just entertain or brighten somebody's day. I never thought I'd be lucky enough to be in a situation like this. I will never take it for granted. I appreciate everybody for showing up every single day. And I will never stop doing that. I don't care what happens. Like I said, I will send smoke signals to you guys if I had to. But with all that being said, I love each and every single one of you guys. CandleMafia, thank you for always showing up and showing so much support. Tomorrow, I will see you guys, same place, same time, with a bigger smile on my face. I feel like it's my brand to smile, and it's just hard for me to do right now. But with all that being said, guys, tomorrow I'm coming back with a big smile. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45. Extra wheel spins right after ATB. Shout out to my boy DZ. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Yeah.
Some people love me, and they don't even know I have a hard time loving myself. Some people judge me, and they don't even know I have a hard time judging myself. Life gets ugly, but I got a paintbrush and paint a pretty smile on myself. Mouth stay shut even when I need help. In too deep in the water, Mike Phelps. Swimming lessons, I still got many unanswered questions. Sick of the anger, sick of depression. Wanna be grateful, count your blessings. Just give me my salad, you keep the dressing. Cause I'm cream of the crop. He paid the price, I'm worth a lot. He told me go, why would I stop? Rest on my thoughts, jump off the tire rope. D'Lo Brown with the frog splash. Leaps of faith, what I call that. If you hit my line for the old me, when I hang up on you, don't.
Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. Shout out to my boy DZ. As you guys know, chat just broke. Chrome just broke, and I couldn't see chat. Tony D just let me know that somebody super chatted $100 for me to take a look at the price correlation between Bitcoin and XRP. And I'm not letting that guy's $100 go to waste. So I'm going to jump right back into the charts real quick here. This is the Frankie fake out, probably the quickest Frankie fake out, but this one is going to be packed with sauce. So here we go. Literally just found this out 2 seconds ago. But let's go ahead. And they said they wanted to. I can't even pull up the super chat because, I mean, unless it's in the current chat, I can't even pull it up because, oh, here it is. Hang on. I can see it on the phone. Can you show the separation of price correlation between XRP and Bitcoin? Yes. Okay, perfect. Shout out to Golden. I super appreciate that chat, bro. I super appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much. I pray that you're still in here. Hopefully you didn't leave and then feel like you got your super chat wasted. But here we are. Somebody find him and get him back in here. But let's go ahead and see. They want to take a look at the end of price correlation between XRP and Bitcoin. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull up the fresh chart here. I'm going to pull up the Bitcoin Bitstamp chart. I'm going to go ahead and hide the TA just so we can see pure price action. Get rid of the moving averages, get rid of the indicators, and I'm going to go ahead and go, split screen, pull up XRP, and take a look at what we got going on. So let me go ahead and hide this, and let's take a look here. Again, this is on the fly, so I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly what they are wanting to see as far as can you look at the difference in price correlation. What I can do is we could kind of compare. Let's go to the daily, right? Come to the daily on XRP, and here's the thing, right? XRP has kind of, especially ever since their trouble with the SEC, has kind of been on its own little journey, right? Because obviously, if you go back to 2021, during the bull run, everything was going absolutely ballistic. Obviously, XRP was heavily suppressed in the previous bull run. So if we go ahead and zoom out here, obviously XRP made all-time highs very close to, very similarly to how Bitcoin made all-time highs. But, as you guys know, I'm kind of a believer that this was the real top of the market, right? And then this was some kind of an inflated dead cat bounce. And you can kind of clearly see this, you can see this exemplified on the XRP chart. And I'm not even going to pull it yet, but if you pull your fib, well, I guess I will just pull it here from the high to this low, I was going to say very likely this was a golden pocket retracement, which I do think, again, this was very indicative of hey, here's the top, first dump, and then your golden pocket retracement before actually dumping into the bear market. That is kind of how I interpret this top and this top. This was the real top, but instead of, getting a retracement right into this golden pocket, we had some kind of crazy inflated dead cat bounce here. But I am a believer that this was more the top, and you could see this much more exemplified on the XRP chart, where you did have the top, and then your exact golden pocket retracement was right where we ripped to before falling down into the actual bear market. You could consider this your last chance to get in your shorts or sell before the actual bottom winds up coming in, which is it in? Questionable, right? I do think the bottom is in, at least on Bitcoin, which would kind of be similar to the altcoins at 15.5. But again, once things start to look different, we could make lower lows. I will be the first person to tell you. But, there's a difference in price correlation right there, right? Bitcoin absolutely ripped up. What caused this? Obviously, you guys know that right here, on the first top, this is where everything else peaked out. This is where sentiment peaked out, in my opinion, right? This is where all the laser eyes and all the crazy endless bullishness was kind of popping up in the market. Google search analytics were obviously peaked at this level, and then when you come back to look at the search term analytics for Bitcoin at this top, they were nowhere near what it was on this top, right? Kind of showing you that the social sentiment on Bitcoin was peaking out on this first top, and again, just perfectly, this was the exact golden pocket retracement. I do just think this was just kind of some kind of inflated dead cat bounce that pushed up. So there is some kind of a difference. I don't know exactly what they are looking for here as far as the correlation between price. I would argue that it is still largely correlated, right? Because again, you get your double top on Bitcoin, breakdown. There's your golden pocket retest before dumping into the bear market. And if you just look at my cursor here, it was basically all down from November, right? And then, here, obviously, in April of 2021 was the real top, and then November, September, October, November were these kind of tops up here, and it was just straight down from there for Bitcoin, and largely the same thing for XRP, just straight down, not in a straight line, but almost dang near a straight line. And then, Bitcoin kind of pivoted right here on Thursday the 24th, where XRP kind of pivoted a little bit earlier back here, bottomed out in about in June, right, of 2022. So a little bit of a difference there. But for the most part, after XRP found a bottom, Bitcoin wound up finding the bottom. And we wound up getting all upward price action from there. Let me zoom out a little bit. All upward price action from there. And, XRP very, very similarly, right? Like you just put the bottom in, you get all upward price action. So I would argue these are pretty dang correlated still, in my own personal opinion, right? And again, I don't know exactly the intricacies they were asking about in that, he didn't give me any details in the super chat, but, you could just see here, right? XRP found a top, Bitcoin found a top, very, very close to each other, right? And then it's just straight down. Still very correlated in my opinion. Obviously not, a little bit different here. But again, lawsuit suppression. But for the most part, still generally, pretty just structurally, pretty similar to Bitcoin still. Even this is March 2020. I could already tell that from the wick, right? So just still very, very correlated. Here's March of 2020, straight up, big dip, second top, bear market. Put in the low March 2020, big move up, first top, second top, right? This is kind of the second top on Bitcoin, but a lower high on XRP, bear market. So still very, very correlated for the most part, in my opinion. Again, I wish I had a little bit more specificity in that question so I could dig a little deeper, but there you go. In my general opinion, I think they are generally still pretty correlated. Even on, like, if you consider the news that we got on XRP, obviously recently here on what is it? Thursday the 13th, right? We had this big candle on Bitcoin for about 5%, right? And again, that was the 15th before eating it all away the next day. And here we are on XRP. Let me just get the date again. I can't see it. Come on, go away. Here we go. The 13th, Thursday the 13th. And let's see, Thursday, right here, Thursday the 13th. Instead of a 5% pump, you get a 100% pump, right? But obviously that's because the news was about XRP, not Bitcoin. Bitcoin was just kind of riding the coattail of XRP. But, for the most part, that's still, in my opinion, somewhat of a correlation, right? Like if XRP wins the lawsuit officially and pumps 3,000%, Bitcoin will likely follow suit, but probably not going to pump to the exaggeration of XRP. So I would say they are largely still very, very, very correlated. And with all that being said, shout out to, I forget who sent that super chat, but shout out to you, man. Hopefully you didn't leave before we actually took a look at it, but shout out to Golden. Thank you for that super chat. I really do appreciate it. There he is. Before and after SEC news. Okay, that is, okay, there we go. I did not think I was going to see that right away. So let me jump right back in here real quick. So yeah, I assume you mean the news on the, that caused the big rip. But still, I would argue that you are still, pretty correlated. Like, let me put on the regular candle so it looks more similar. Like, you're still generally pretty correlated, right? Like, the price action looks slightly different, but, like, just looking at the structure here, right? Like, you get the big move up, right? You eat it all up. You get a little bit of a retracement, and then you get sideways consolidation, right? So you come up, immediate crash, retracement, sideways consolidation, right? Immediate pump, first crash, sideways consolidation. Although it would be, more this sideways consolidation. But just from a structural, just structurally, like you hang out up here in a range, you hang out up here in a range, you lose the range, you start a new range. Right? Got a little bit more of a dump on XRP here. But then, all the big moves are the same, right? And we're just still consolidating in a very, very similar, right? Just right here. Just still consolidating very similarly, right? Consolidation, right? So that kind of matches up as far as just the price action and the structure. And then, really the only difference between these right now are just kind of this random dip that you got on XRP. You did get it on Bitcoin, but just not as dramatic. But, hey, XRP is an altcoin, right? So, just very, very, just similar stuff. Sideways consolidation. Basically sideways consolidation with your lows and your highs and lows right here, right? And that's kind of where you are right here, right? So, and then obviously, XRP was not hanging out up here. XRP was still chilling down here. But again, lawsuit suppression. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Mrs. Candles, come on. Why don't you come on camera here? Let's see the hand on a very stressful day. Guys, the Mrs. Candles famous hand. And it still smells as good as always. But, guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I didn't want to let Golden's $100 super chat go to waste. Hopefully, you're able to gain some kind of insight into what I think about the correlation between Bitcoin and XRP from that. But, yeah, I would say largely still pretty correlated with some dips and rips here and there. But with all that being said, guys, I will see you tomorrow, same place, same time. I think this is the longest Frankie fake out we've ever done. But with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Speaking of that, we're right after ATB. Shout out to my boy DZ. And this is not. No, that smells way different than DZ's hand. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Some people love me, and they don't even know I have a hard time loving myself. Some people judge me, and they don't even know I have a hard time judging myself. Life gets ugly, but I got a paintbrush and paint a pretty smile on myself. Mouth stay shut even when I need help. In too deep in the water, Mike Phelps. Swimming lessons, I still got many unanswered questions. Sick of the anger, sick of depression. Wanna be grateful, count your blessings. Just give me my salad, you keep the dressing. Cause I'm cream of the crop, he paid the price, I'm worth a lot. He told me go, why would I stop? Rest on my thoughts, jump off the tire rope. D-Lo Brown with the frog splash. Leaps of faith, what I call that. If you hit my line for the old me, when I hang up on you, don't call back. I ain't gonna block my blessings, I'd rather block your number. Life taught me so many lessons, Been down bad, never under. That's breath in my lungs. Some people die young, where I come from. Woke up and gave thanks to Father and Son. Filled with the Spirit, I shine like the sun. Ghost in me, but I ain't haunted. Bad vibes, keep them, don't want it. Pride hard to swallow, doggone it. And you were really never my opponent. I'm fighting evil, man, they hearts black. They wanted my life, told them back. Got an itch for sin, can't scratch that. Keep the truth loaded in the black gap. Just know if I said it, I'm in it, and they gon' take it back. Learn the game brighter than my granddaddy's Cadillac. Young man, old song, imagine that. Ain't in my control, gotta pray, let them handle that. God hit my line, get me to play. Roger that, gang torn, you hate like a running back. If you ain't catch everything I said, better run it back. Eating up this beat, break bread, where you sandwich at, y'all. Thought I was done? No. This beat ain't like Kobe, I'm too full. My God, sick old mode, he too cold. I'm skating on beats, froze on with the flow.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal